welcome to the show called Beyond Our Galaxy. On this episode, we're going to be defining more astronomy. When professional astronomers look up at the night sky through large telescopes like the next picture shows, they are studying astronomy, that is a special science that explores things like celestial objects, space, and the physical universe as a whole. We Earthlings are creatures of curiosity. Would you have the courage to find out what lies through this next awesome object in space? Captain, what is it? It looks like some primitive 20th century Earthling space probe, Lieutenant. You think we should approach it and check it out, sir? You're looking for adventure, aren't you, Lieutenant? Yes, sir. Approach it with caution, Lieutenant. My Captain, this space probe looks very primitive, sir. 20th century Earthlings were very primitive creatures in those days, Lieutenant. You think those Earthlings could adapt to the 25th century, sir? I don't think so, Lieutenant. They were creatures of ease. The 25th century is a harsh world, sir. Careful, Lieutenant. We are in capturing range of this space probe. Capturing space probe now, sir. Bringing it inside the Pegasus, Lieutenant. Space probe is inside now, sir. Let's check it out, Lieutenant. Captain, look at this. It is very primitive. Careful, Lieutenant. It's still an alien spaceship. But sir, what is this? Lieutenant! No! Don't! Earthlings study astronomy because it gives us a better understanding of ourselves and how everything in this universe was created. Now, we can ask questions about astronomy to see how well you know astronomy. What is a light year? A light year is 9.4607 times 10 to the 15th power. A speed that travels at about 186,000 miles an hour. Doesn't this just boggle your mind? When we Earthlings get the big picture of how big our universe is, we Earthlings become really insignificant to the rest of creation. One thing keeps Earthlings looking up at the night sky as well: imagination. Me? Believe in flying saucers? Hey man, what's happening here? This isn't funny. Help! Where are they taking Einstein? What is the equation that Einstein came up with again? E equals mc squared. Energy equals mass times the speed of light. If only scientists could use this kind of energy to make a starship fly, Earthlings would be on their way to other worlds. What is a magnetic field? As planet Earth orbits the sun, it has an invisible kind of shield that surrounds it. This magnetic field that surrounds planet Earth helps us to protect us Earthlings from things like ultraviolet light and powerful light rays from the sun. This magnetic field is called the Van Allen belt. Now we can ask this next question. What is a nebula? A nebula is basically an object located out in space, made up of gas and dust. Here are some pictures of those nebulas. What are nebulas chemically made up of? Hydrogen. Nebulas eventually turn into stars as well. Space itself has no oxygen or air like we Earthlings have on planet Earth. So, our next big question is this. If there's no oxygen in space, where does the oxygen come from? It comes from a small visible objects we call atoms. The next picture shows what an invisible atom basics is made up of. We Earthlings cannot see these atoms, but we know they are there. Just like on Earth, we know the wind exists because we can feel it even though we can't physically see it. So how do these nebulas and stars get their hydrogen and helium from? Those small tiny objects that we Earthlings cannot see called atoms. Here are some more awesome pictures of nebulas seen throughout the universe. Well, it's that time once again for a brief PSA or a public service announcement from your local community television station. So get yourself another warm cup of coffee or a cool glass of iced tea, and we'll be right back with more of Beyond Our Galaxy.
There are many statistics in our lives, but they never matter until we become one. My only son became a statistic. Stand up and be counted to end the cycle of violence.
Log on to thepeacealliance.org to find out how you can get involved.
Welcome back to the second part of the show called Beyond Our Captain, it's just an earthly recording.
20th century Earthlings were curious people, Lieutenant.
Sounds like every kind of language on Earth, sir.
Exactly what it is, Lieutenant.
Wow, sir. You think we should let this space probe back out in space?
I think our ancestors will really appreciate that, Lieutenant.
Wow, this is so cool, sir.
20th century Earthlings were cool creatures, Lieutenant.
I wish we could keep this, sir.
That would be selfish, Lieutenant. It's time to release it.
Goodbye, Voyager. Captain, where's our next destination, sir?
Let's try that galaxy over there, Lieutenant.
Aye, aye, sir. We live in a very big place outside our solar system called the universe. What is the definition of the word universe? The universe is a place that is made up of stars, planets, galaxies, and a host of other things like quasars, pulsars, black holes, and other fascinating things we see through the telescope. Here are some more picture of things Earthlings can find as we look through the telescope. Now, here's another interesting question for the viewer. What is an orbit? The definition of an orbit is this: a path that a celestial object takes. Notice within the definition of the word orbit, the object is used. An object can be anything such as a planet, moon, asteroid, or comet. Here is a more deeper meaning of the word orbit. The path of an object, planet, that circles a secondary object, the sun, and as these objects orbit the secondary object, what keeps these objects where they are? That famous word again we call gravity. If it wasn't for gravity, all these many different objects in space would violently scatter all over the universe. Our universe needs an orderly thing like gravity to hold it into place. As planet Earth orbits around the sun, we have the following unique seasons: winter, spring, summer, and fall. Our seasons make Earth a unique place to live. We Earthies cannot see gravity, but we know it exists, just like the wind does. Here's our next question. What is a penumbra? A penumbra, for example, is the outer layer of the sun when one views the sun with the correct safety measures in place. Here's our next question. What is a quasar? A quasar is the nucleus of a galaxy and is what powers the galaxy along its way. Here are quasars PG052 and 251 together in the next two pictures. It's no wonder as beautiful as our whole universe is, there are so many amateur and professional astronomers who study and share this science. Here are some more beautiful pictures of quasars throughout the universe. What is a retrograde motion? Basically, a retrograde motion is when a celestial object moves in its opposite direction of an object. The next picture shows what a retrograde motion is like. Our next question is this. What is a spectrum? The next picture shows what a spectrum is. The next picture shows Astronomer Hill behind his new invention. The spectrum of color is made up of Our next question is this. What is the definition of the Terminator? The Terminator is the dividing line between night and day. The next couple pictures shows what this definition is in astronomy. The Terminator is basically where the line divides between night and day. Well, that is all now for this part of the show, so get yourself another warm cup of coffee or a cool glass of iced tea, and we'll be right back with more of Beyond Our Galaxy.
All right, everyone, can we get it quiet on set? I need track 3 cued and audio ready. Camera 3 on preview and ready to fade. And we're ready to roll in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Music in and fade camera 3.
Welcome to the GRTV studio. In this studio, Grand Rapids Community Media Center members have the ability to bring their experiences to life. If you have a hobby, skill, or experience you want to share,
this is the perfect venue for you to showcase your talents and ideas.
Whether it's a talk show,
that's illegal. You have to keep that in mind. You really shouldn't say things like that on television. All right.
A talent show or a sitcom.
potential writers, directors, actors, or just techies. This is the perfect place for you to hone your skills. Here are the next dates for the available classes. For more information, check us out on our website at www.grcmc.org or stop in at 711 Bridge Street for a personal tour of the facility. Hope to see you there.
Fade to black and music out. All right, that's a wrap, everybody.
Welcome back to the rest of the show called Beyond Our Galaxy. Just a few more definitions on astronomy. What is ultraviolet light? Ultraviolet light basically is a source that blocks out radiation from the sun. It is to be considered to be a part of visible light. Know how light is broken down into 3 different kinds of light here. Along with ultraviolet light, we have ultraviolet light, X-rays, and gamma rays. Our next definition question is this. What is a volcano in astronomy? A volcano is an active mountain located on another planet like Venus that erupts lava and rock and gases into the air and affects the whole planet. Finally, the last definition of the show for today. What is the zodiac? Basically, the word zodiac in astronomy is this. It is the original constellations as determined by our ancient astronomers. There are 12 zodiac constellations. Some early day astronomers used these for astrology as well. The next picture shows the 12 zodiac constellations are. The zodiac constellations correspond to one constellation for each month in the month of an earthling was born in. Well, that is all now for defining astronomy. As one earthling can see, there is lots and lots to learn about astronomy. But for now, here are some more awesome pictures to enjoy viewing before the end of this show. Well, only time will tell what we Earthlings here on Earth will find when we look into space and beyond.